Hey everyone, it's Johnny Trinh. I'm so stoked to be here today with you, sharing from the unceded ancestral lands of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. I'm learning a lot about the history between Chinese migrant workers and the indigenous nations and host nations and peoples of this land. And I'm really excited to share some work that explores the history across this land as I migrated out here to the West. Big thanks to Brickyard Books, Andrea Thompson, and Janice Jolie. So, this first piece explores just that. This is Tunnels. The music was collectively created. On cello is Jeannie Kim, guitar, Eric Taylor, and that falling sound is rice falling into a crystal bowl. Tunnels. You revel and worship in your high canopy cathedrals, living in closed, gated communities of sorted and sordid class. High on the hill of willful ignorance, yours is a glass house of transparent denial, two-way mirrors installed the wrong way. And yet, I fall for you. I follow you. I come and go for you through the back door, through tunnels underneath the floors, unseen, unheard. But you know, and I know. But all that matters is you wake up serviced at morning and at twilight. I was raised to love your skin, to believe you to be beautiful for your hair, your face, the length of your bones. I resist. I will not be defined by my proximity to you because you are not the status quo, and I have always been an overachiever. You want to run, you want to hunt. You tell me you love me but need to see other people. I race along as your hound and howl as you find other conquests. You're on a horse and I'm on the ground, sniffing out your next version of me. My passive aggression, feigning acceptance of your vagrant libido only proves to make me uglier to you. My resilient, resigned commitment to us melts into quiet, clinging desperation that only makes you run faster and tear harder from the only family I ever chose. Because I'm not your best anything. I am your summer in the villa and you are my winter in the endless prairies. I have so much more to lose than you. I can't love you because there aren't other options. It doesn't matter that you can cry to your mother when we fight and our home breaks a little more each day. It doesn't even matter that I am left cleaning the debris because the mother I don't call lives a lifetime away in some foreign Chinese closet waiting for citizenship. I love you regardless of your shade. I will always be grateful to you for teaching me to read in this backward tongue, left to right, up and down, lapping up the rim of anything and everything you're willing to expel. Isn't that right? I can do a good job for you. I lay down this track, weaving my story into your map, playing along for far too long within the edges of your design, waiting to discover your flag planted on the frontier of me. I do a good job for you. I bow down to you, kowtow to you, appropriating this land, taking the blame since I am an alien anyway. I do a good job for you. I brave this cold so you can deepen your reach, seeking earthy bones as gold as my skin, dividing earthy blood black as my hair and crude as my frostbitten limbs. I do a good job for you. In all your queer, queenly monarchy, I am but a grain of rice, one lady boy in waiting, to do a good job for you. I'll die because of you. I do for you. I die for mine. I do. Thank you. There's this unique tension when we talk about Asian Heritage Month. I had the privilege of meeting Senator Vivian Poy, who helped establish Asian Heritage Month in what's known as Canada. When we talk about heritage months for different cultures, part of that is recognizing the history of landed immigrants, of refugees, of newcomers to this land in relation to Indigenous histories and cultural histories. It's also a chance to celebrate, highlight the different cultures that exist on this shared space, on this colonized space. And to challenge Orientalism, I think there's a lot of discourse around contemporary history and culture. So this piece is more current. Freedom is a mask. Freedom is a mask. When she says that wearing masks infringe on her rights, impacts her asthma, and insists on breathing moistly, I dryly glare at the screen, scroll through all the comments that bolster her sentiment, disbelieving the number of people who agree with her. I remind myself that people will still deny climate change, believe the earth is flat, and in 2020, Trump got 47% of the vote. I am tempted to comment, testify, share the 12 people I know who have died, the 30 people I know who are sick, were sick, are sick, the 3 scares that ended with cotton swabs up my nostrils, the 4 shots because my lungs don't work. And don't worry if I cough, it's my asthma. I am tempted to tell them of tales of GRID, HIV/AIDS before PrEP. The 3 scares that never decrease when the health unit calls to say, you've been exposed. Of anonymous sitting rooms scolded by exhausted doctors who say I'm wasting dollars on test results that could be put towards a cure, and if I'm not careful, infection is not a question of if, but when. I am tempted to troll them with facts and research, but there is no reasoning with mania. Truth is madness. And the greatest way the devil wins is when we no longer know what's true, so I'm not mad at the fear. I have no time to loathe the fearmongers. I'm too busy preparing for my own personal doomsday every time I walk outside visibly Asian. I want to wear them down with pity, grind them down with guilt, tell them about 2003 SARS in Toronto. I transfer from streetcar to crowded bus, the 7 up Bathurst, on my way home from school. It's a bitter, wet cold, with heavy snow and soaked boots. On she comes, wrapped in fur and floral dress, all pearls and potpourri. It's a pungent scent, so sweet it's acrid. I turn and cough into my sleeve. I have asthma. The floral dress recoils, furs engulf her like a puffed-up pelt of armor. Cough the other way, she cries as she clutches her rattling pearls, and in that moment the mob erupts. The bus starts to spray with dentures and saliva of other fur coats and flat caps moans. Canes pound against the seats, and a council begins as these old white folks rain terror and disdain upon me for bringing SARS to their city. The bus driver stops. I wait for my defense, my savior from the TTC, but he doesn't come. The bus stops. The doors open, and they expect me to get off the bus. I'm 5 kilometers from my apartment, but they're waiting for me to leave. I remind myself that someday I'll be able to tell the children I never have that I walked 5 kilometers uphill in the snow to get home from school. I want to tell them that I never thought this would happen again. Until last March on the SkyTrain. As the first wave started to spread, I am spat on and sworn at. And I'm late for work because I wait for the rush to seed before heading into the office. We decide it's best that I work from home until the money runs out and the company folds and I'm not sure if I'm eligible for CERB or CEWS or EI, because I have other jobs on the side, so I wait and pray the money comes, so I don't have to risk stepping outside. It's been 245 days since I lost 3 of the 5 jobs I needed to survive in Vancouver. She's expensive. I spend most mornings sleeping in until 6 a.m., then emails, then Zooms across time zone. Daylight savings are not a blessing when working from home means transnational meetings before you put your pants on. But I get a call. I have to go outside. Some errands not even Amazon can solve. So I put my pants on, leave the trolls online where they do not belong. I turn off my computer and weep. Thank you. Oftentimes I think as artists, as Asian artists, there is a pressure to create Asian things. Write in Asian, I don't know what that means. But I think that everything I write, everything I do is from myself. I can't remove the Chinese and Vietnamese ancestry that's apparent on my skin. I'm really excited to share this piece with you called Where Light Meets. It's my first time being published in an art book with some amazing artists, Mike Fantis and Emily Fantis. They do palette painting, and Mike does macro shots of cityscapes, and Emily does urbanscapes from really close up. And they shared with me their work and their view of Vancouver, and it was really stunning. And so I created this poem that ended up in part of their book in the collection. It's called Where Light Meets. Sunlight fractures against skyline, against glass, against ocean, against politics, reflecting a modern archaeology. This body of land, this body of water, this body masked in glass-thin skin waiting to be uncovered, to exhale in the expanse and discover a faraway gaze. See with different eyes when the journey to find perspectives expose flesh with each abrasion. Warm rose flows the through line between the vast and the white. What is built? What is born? What storied organisms move between nature and nightlife? How quickly can a colony of light illuminate the underbelly of a bridge? How quickly do shades transform in the company of solar, lunar, neon, electric luminance? Where light meets, sfumato smoke blurs the border between the palette and the knife, the rocky crag and the sky train, this vessel and that verse. Truth laid impasto thick, truth made in chromatic black. In blackness still a spectrum vacillating, questioning the present at one time, questioning what is true. There are yet colors to be discovered. Tones cut by unseeded stories, unearthed by forest fire red. Clouded hues of yellow ochre, a septic sepia from the mega fire in 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yet, in the alizarin cinder births legacy, reinventing citadels in unplanned escapes through city streets, distant deep breaths embracing Vancouver rain. These stories of the ebb and flow of blood and bones through urbanscapes built by bodies and boats and barrels and billionaires for the benefit of all mankind. And it is we, new seers, that see more than human need, from Crow to Prometheus to Erickson to whatever we believe. There is a reseeing in the retelling of every brush and fire. There is creation in recovery. There is a future in mending what is broken. Thanks so much.